Access to fair, equitable, affordable housing is a prerequisite for positive outcomes in every facet of a child's life. Housing is crucial for children's health, educational achievement, and long-term well-being. Kids and families with stable, affordable housing are healthier, often because families are able to spend more on things like healthcare and nutritious food when the rent isn't eating up a disproportionately large share of their income. Children's cognitive development and academic achievement improve when their families have stable, affordable housing, and the benefits continue into adulthood. Young adults who lived in families that had their rent burden alleviated by federal housing assistance were more likely to go to college and to have higher earnings as adults. Unfortunately, millions of children don't have access to the housing they need. More than 20 million children live in households that spend more than 30% of their income on housing. Millions of those children live in families experiencing what the federal government calls worst-case housing needs, meaning their families have extremely low income and more than half of that income goes toward the rent. There are several reasons these numbers are so high. One problem is that there simply aren't enough affordable homes. There's a nationwide shortage of affordable housing units. Another problem is that federal rental assistance, while extremely effective at eliminating cost burdens and fighting poverty, are seriously underfunded. 77% of families with children who are eligible for federal rental assistance don't get any help at all because the funding just isn't there. A third concern is housing discrimination, and that's particularly relevant during Fair Housing Month. So in general, the difficulties families face in finding affordable housing are compounded by discrimination in the rental market. This discrimination can take a few forms. Families experiencing housing insecurity and rent burdens are disproportionately families of color, so race-based discrimination can limit families' ability to find adequate housing. Another concern is discrimination based on family status, which is expressly prohibited by the Fair Housing Act as well. Landlords often take subtle steps to discourage renters with children, including steering families with children towards larger, more expensive units, and generally showing families with children fewer units. In 2017, race and familial status were the second and third most common type of discrimination cited in fair housing complaints after disability status. So, to wrap up, children do better, have better opportunities, have better outcomes when they have access to fair and equitable housing. To ensure every child has the housing they deserve, we need robust investment in the affordable housing supply. We need to provide federal rental assistance to every eligible family, and we need the federal government to robustly enforce the Fair Housing Act to stamp out discrimination based on race and family status.